This is episode 17 of Entrepreneurs for a Change. If you like this podcast, please subscribe to our mailing list at entrepreneursforchange.com. Are you ready to be the change? If so, you've come to the right place. You are about to join a movement of entrepreneurs who are empowering people, saving the planet, and turning their passion into profits while creating the lifestyle of their dreams. If you don't believe us, check out our website at entrepreneursforchange.com, a place where you can be inspired, mentored, and supported by a tribe of change-making entrepreneurs just like you. Hello, powerful change makers. The topic of visionary leadership is fascinating to me. What inspires people to follow one person over another? What motivates masses of people to follow a single person? What does it take to inspire the people who work for you to do it joyfully and enthusiastically? I'm thrilled to have Till Carlos on this interview because he's trying to crack the code to visionary leadership, and he and I have had many rewarding conversations about what it takes to be a leader. Till interviews successful entrepreneurs on this very topic for his podcast, Leadership Pathways. What I'm even more amazed about is his entrepreneurial spirit and his superfast product creation. A while back, I shared with him a key piece of advice that I learned from my many years as a blogger. I said to him, stop blogging, do video instead. Writing takes a lot of time. With video, you can create content faster that's more engaging and then outsource the transcription of your video and turn that into a blog post. He ran with that piece of advice and created his online course, Authority Marketing School, in about a week. Till will share with us his secrets to leadership, superfast online course creation, and more. He'll share his take on the startup scene in Saigon, Vietnam, the key qualities of visionary leadership, the secret to being a giver without burning out, why every thought leader needs to build authority through video, how to test, validate, and pre-sell your product idea, whether it's a web app or an information product, and much, much more. Now, before diving into the interview, I want to encourage you to rate, review, and download Entrepreneurs for a Change on iTunes. This really helps us reach more people with inspiring stories of entrepreneurs who are changing the world. Also, if these stories inspire you to start a world-changing business of your own, head over to our website at entrepreneursforchange.com and download the Business Changemakers Toolkit to get a jumpstart today. Now on to the show. I'm so excited to have you on this interview, Till. We've had so many great conversations about visionary leadership and internet business, and I'm glad to be able to just consolidate all your knowledge in one fantastic interview. So please tell us, who are you, what does your company do, and how did you get to where you are now?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Lorna. I'm Till Carlos, and I build joint ventures. So it came from the fact that I'm a computer science engineer. I graduated in Germany, and while studying, I built a software development shop. So we worked for larger clients like the Wacken Festival, the world's largest heavy metal festival, startups in San Francisco, and we were basically the backbone of product creation for people building software as a service, building custom products from A to B. So we really didn't have a specific niche to go to. But we always built joint ventures with with clients who needed software products. And now what I did after exiting that development shop was to build joint ventures myself, meaning I take shares in the things we build. So I'm combining people in a market who have a standing in the markets, naming authorities, and back them up with product creation. And in the process, I guide the product creation, I guide the business model and the marketing. And so far, it's been a great success. So we developed software as a service, sold it before it existed. I'm also into digital products. So this is about the authority marketing school that we probably come to speak of later on. But the main notion of me is I build joint ventures, bring together people, and make it happen as a group, as a team. So that was what I did all the years, and I finally found out that this is the thing I'm doing. So I formed the personal brand Till Carlos around that, and I help people take their authority and monetize it.
So essentially, you've been doing this all along for the software as a service market, and now you're parlaying your skills in joint venture marketing to the world of digital info products?
Yeah, you can say that, digital info products, but also software as a service. So I'm just utilizing my software engineering background and the relationships I have there, because software as a service is really attractive. Digital products are also really attractive. And so I basically run several shows at the same time, which is a struggle, but it's good fun. It's been a great success so far.
That's amazing. Do you find that you're stretched too thin, or is it working for you?
It's working for me right now. It's hard to stay true to this one notion of building joint ventures and bringing people together. And it's all about stepping away from each joint venture, just stepping a bit to the background and operating, giving people what they need. But this is a whole thing about leadership, and this is what leadership is about, like getting people together, doing the first things, leading by example, and then letting them work and giving them all they need to operate.
Giving them all they need to operate.
Yeah.
Great. So, gosh, I've really enjoyed the time that I've spent with you. I feel like we've been great accountability partners. We've spoken, we've shared some of our challenges, and I think, you've inspired me a great deal, and I hope I've inspired you too.
Yeah,
and I'm really,
of course, likewise.
Yeah. And I'm really bummed that you took off from Chiang Mai and, jetted off to Saigon, Vietnam. I'm curious to know, what is it like to live in Saigon? What's the cost of living there? I mean, in US dollars, how much does it cost to live a good life?
I would say it's about 1,000 US dollars. If you pay 500 for the apartment, and then you get a good apartment. And the rest is transportation. You can rent a scooter for $35, and then some gas, which is close to nothing. I would say not more than $35 per month. So for about $70, you get a scooter. You have food. Of course, you can get the whole range. You can eat in a Western price restaurant for Western prices. If you're in the expat area, it's all more expensive. The food cost is about 500. Our food cost can be from A to B. You can eat in a Western restaurant for Western prices, or also on the street for really cheap, I would say, Thailand prices.
So how much does each meal cost if you're eating locally?
If you're eating really on the street, you can get by
healthy, not really street food.
Street food,
not really the crappy street food, but like in a decent restaurant with like fresh ingredients, but local.
But local, yeah, that's like the really low end is $1, but you should aim a bit higher. So I would say for $3 you get a good meal, and then for $5 you have a proper restaurant. So you can probably eat for that price in the US as well. But here, the food is just amazing.
Oh, I doubt it. No. Yeah, no. I mean, for that price, like $3, I mean, you're just only getting fast food, and that's not healthy at all. I mean, you could get it down to $3 a meal if you're, shopping in grocery stores and like, making your own food. But eating out for $3 is really hard to swing. So tell me about the internet speed. What's the, average down up speed?
I haven't measured it, but I would say Western speed. So it's really fast. I mean, we're here on Skype now recording video at the same time. It's really fast. Sometimes Facebook is blocked, so you have to go through another DNS. But you can get a fiber optics line here for, I don't know, $30 a month. It's really cheap, and you get up on good speed. They had I think a cable in the ocean broken, so that was a bit of a drawback some weeks ago. But since they repaired it, now it's really a blast again.
Yeah, I think overall the speeds are much faster than they are in Chiang Mai, Thailand. So that's a good thing. I know in Da Nang, Vietnam, where a whole bunch of the Chiang Mai Dynamite Circle crew migrated to avoid the burning season, they're getting something like, 25 down and, two digits up, like 10 up or something. So that's really good. I mean, on average in Chiang Mai, in your local Wi-Fi cafe, it's about 10 down and like 1 up.
Yeah, we are much faster here.
Yeah, so tell me about the internet marketing community in Saigon.
This is exciting because in Chiang Mai, all the internet marketing crew is there. Many consultants, as far as I've got to get in touch with the community. Here in Saigon, it's a bit different. People seem to run other types of business. So, for example, the Dynamite Circle founder Dan Andrews, he's here. There are also people running SEO businesses. So it's different. There's, I would say, more hustle here. From the perspective of internet marketing, yeah, it's like I wouldn't say, maybe like a byproduct. So people know this, how it works here. They don't make a great deal out of that.
I'm sorry. People know that living in Saigon is a hustle, and it's not. They don't make a big deal out of that, or.
Yeah, and they know internet marketing.
I see. Okay. Yeah. So the people here who are involved in business already know something about internet marketing. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
And I mean, since the living cost is a bit higher here, there are people who know how to run a business. And it's also cheaper and kind of productive to hire locals here. So they have great software developers. They have people speaking great English. I know 2 people who build who build offices here. It's easy. You can hire local.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a good place to build a business. I think one of the challenges is finding local staff that are able to, that have a work ethic that's kind of on par with like the Western work ethic. I mean, one example being that in Brazil, it's really difficult to hire Brazilians. I mean, not to say that there aren't hardworking Brazilians that will show up on time, deliver on time, and all of that, but the work culture is just not there. So it can be really challenging hiring local talent. And I hear this from entrepreneurs, like so many entrepreneurs that I've met in Brazil. So finding a locale where there is local talent that's highly motivated, that has a strong work ethic and focus on quality, as well as can, where it's possible to kind of cross the language barrier, so to speak. Like if you find a local population of talent that actually has really good English, I mean, that's golden.
Yeah, that's great.
So
in Brazil also, I think you're paying much tax in Brazil.
There's a lot
of tax.
And here
it's close to nothing.
Yeah, there's a lot of tax, and the cost of hiring a Brazilian is very difficult because it's very high because, just the cost of the overall like wage levels are much higher than in many other parts of the world. But also, it's very difficult to fire people. So what you see in Brazil is this kind of like total lack of the customer is king mentality, because once the person's in their job, they don't ever have to worry about being fired. So then they just slack off and they're rude and they don't really care if you as a customer are having a problem, because they'll never be fired. So the motivation to do well is just not there. Whereas in other economies, like your employment is based on your ability to do your work and deliver quality. So if you're not doing a good job, you can expect to be fired. And personally, I think that's a good thing.
True.
So tell me, how do you make money online exactly? Are you mostly generating income through consulting, or do you have sources of residual income?
Right now, I don't have sources of residual income. So what I did, I took the money from the exit of my dev shop and invest in personal learning and also into the joint ventures I'm building. So we have a business plan that is, that's how you would put it, like, we expect good revenue in the middle of 2014. So there's a kind of a runway to go there. Still, this thing also was validated. So it's an app for some specific B2B niche in the global mobility space. And this app was already sold before it existed. So this is the thing. We have market validation here. And
So you're working on building a web app and you already sold it.
Yes, exactly.
So you pre-sold your product.
Yes.
How does one go about pre-selling a product like this? Was it through your personal networks? Did you approach people, say, hey, what would you like us to build? And would you like to, pay for it now and we'll build it for you?
It works all through relationships. What you do is you make a good offer and include everything. You basically take away the risk from eventually the customer not having anything delivered. So you say, you will get this app, it will fulfill this kind of problem. You have to address specifically the problem that the customer has. And then you say, when you buy it now, you will get a lifetime discount of, let's say, 20%. And you will get access to our beta list. That means you will give us features. You would dictate amongst the group of beta testers, dictate the features that the app eventually has. And you will get consulting up front. We will guide you through the whole process. You're one of the first people using that. And when you hit the market right, then you can pre-sell a product. And this is actually crucial, because if you haven't pre-sold, like if your offer doesn't come through and the person is not willing to wait, I would say in most cases the offer is not good enough. So we had a great offer. We really addressed a specific problem of the market, and that made us pre-sell about 500 licenses of the software. So it's all about doing that, and I had to learn that for some time. Like, I'm a software engineer, so like many software engineers that like to build stuff. But if you can get away from that and say you are selling something that does not exist, you have a better validation. You know much better what you're actually doing.
Wow, okay, that sounds like a terrific success story, to be able to pre-sell 500 licenses to a product that doesn't exist yet.
Yes.
And so you basically retain intellectual property ownership of your product, right? So you're not basically developing a custom product for one client.
Yeah, so I did this before with the development shop I had. We didn't have shares in the products we built. And that was, I wouldn't say a mistake. You probably asked that question later on. I wouldn't say a mistake. It was just an occurrence of that time. But right now I'm doing things differently. I set up a business exactly how I think I can run it for long term. And then I say, how much do I contribute to that? How much can I do? What can I not do? And then I formed the team around this. So I actually I chose the market for the relocation. So the process was like this. Maybe I clarify this a bit. It was last year. The journey began in June, when I set out, okay, I want to be completely location independent. What would be a market that fits? So I had two criteria of the market. One was customers on the planet, customers worldwide. So I wanted to visit customers myself, clients myself, and help them with the software I built. It should be software because I'm a software guy. And I wanted to have a market that is potent, that has a good financial situation. So I found this global mobility space. What I then did was, and this I have to give props to the foundation. They're doing a great job and have some good videos online. So I basically took their videos and learned and studied what they did. So I took a list of 100 companies. Yeah, the foundation.io. It's by Dane Maxwell.
Oh, okay. Can you tell me tell us?
Yeah, this is exactly what they do.
Does.
They have a program. I cannot tell anything about the prices because you're ready to look that up. It's a couple of $100 per month. So you hook up on that platform, and they teach you how to find a market, find a problem, develop a solution for that without building it, and then selling it. And then you build the software and ship it later on, after you have some revenue. Now I tried that. I had a list of 100 companies in the global mobility space, and I called them. I was basically on Skype in the night. I lived in Germany back then. I was on Skype in the nights and called South Africa, Brazil, South America, Asia, Australia. And then I thought,
and so you basically did market research and pulled together this list of companies that you have no relationship with whatsoever. You
yeah, exactly. I didn't have any idea of the market. And this was also the point where I found out it's really hard to connect to them because they weren't open to
I mean,
that.
you're calling. Yeah, you're calling someone you have no relationship with. Like, how do you get to the right person within the company that will actually share this information with you? Tell us, Till.
Exactly. I can be open to that. I did not. I would say I kind of failed in the endeavor of doing this with a foundation approach because they wouldn't let me in. I know direct sales. I did this for my last company. I'm pretty good at influencing people, but it was just no way I could access them because they had other problems. They were so stuck in their daily activities. But then I found another way through that, to break through that barrier, which was building a joint venture. I found this person in Copenhagen, and she's a consultant for that market. And she had access. She had an audience. She had clients who would listen to her. So I found her, and we had a chat, and it was instantly clear that we could do this together. So I told her, you know what, let's make a business out of that. So there was a different approach than from like the foundation does, but for me it fit better. I think it's about finding a business model that fits your personality, and this one exactly fit my personality. So that was the first steps to success in that regard.
So what marketing channels tend to generate the most ROI for you? JV partners, or
yes,
do you
JV
do
partners.
other? Okay. Is there anything else that you do, like online advertising or social media?
No, JV partners, yes.
Okay. What does your typical day look like, Till?
I get up at 7. I hit the gym for an hour. I train every day. And then I study some Vietnamese, which is crucial for my personal development. I just don't like to be the person who's not able to connect to people. So this is crucial for me. I did this in South America and in Spain, English speaking countries. So it's very important for me to connect with people. And after that, I do the most important things, which is offering things. So I actually took that advice from James Schramko. He said more offers, more sales. It's a simple notion to do that, but yet most people fail in doing that. So what I did was I founded this accountability group, the Offer Hour. It's a copy of the Copy Hour. I don't know if you know that. Please link it up. It's a thing where you do
the Offer Hour.
Yeah, the Offer Hour. So it's just a mailing list. So every day I write an offer and send it to at least one person.
Oh, okay. So where do we go to check it out? Theofferhour.com?
So if your audience, if anyone wants to join that, I'm happy to host you. That means after the second time you miss a day.
I'd be interested personally.
Then you're one more to join us. So what we do is we just throw you out when you're having 2 days in a row where you don't send an offer. And the great thing is when you write an offer and you put it out, you will train yourself in offering things. And you will get a clear vision of how the world looks like. Because the world you can separate them by followers or leaders, by creators or consumers, and everyone is both. But for your business, you should be the person who offers. So this is the thing that helps me a lot.
So help me understand, what is an offer? What does an offer look like, and how do you put out an offer every day?
One thing could be just, hey, I would like to have a podcast interview with you. Please give me half an hour of your time, and you'll get reach to that audience. And you get to talk about your business. You can educate other people. That could be an offer. You send it out to one podcast interview. Bam. Then your mission of the day is fulfilled. An even better offer would be to take a landing page and drive traffic on it.
So, Till, when I think about offers, I think about your typical internet marketing offer, and I see these come up all the time on Facebook, where it's a some kind of like promoted post, and the person's offering some kind of online marketing course on how to make your first $1,000 online in 1 month. So, when I think about offers, that's what I think about. So, are you saying that any offer could just simply be an invitation to connect over and do a podcast interview?
Yeah, that's probably the simplest thing you can do. Even better would be to offer a product for a certain price, and you ask, please give me the price. There are studies about asking for money for some kind of any offer you have, and it's about 10% just asking people who just like to buy from you because you asked. So this is really about training yourself, making offers.
But how do you get people to tell you what they would pay for your product if you don't have an email list, for example? So if I think about like offering a product and, I have an email list, for example, or I could, potentially like use my personal email list and send it out to all my personal contacts, which actually isn't the most targeted way since not all of them are going to be interested in what I'm doing for business. How do you get people to tell you, people in your target market to tell you how much they would pay if you don't have a list or a following of those people in that market to begin with?
You don't ask people for what they would pay you, because you will get answers that you either wouldn't like or they wouldn't help you. You make an offer and put whatever deal is on there. So you can say, give me money or give me time or do this action, whatever it is. You make an offer and you see how the response is. And then from that response, you will see if you have to do it differently. So this is basically your conversion rate. So when the people who buy from you accept that offer, these are converted prospects. You get a conversion rate. So you can have an offer, send an offer out to one client you know really well, and when you know this client really well, you can say, hey, I'm offering you consulting. It addresses these and these problems because I really know that you have these problems, and this is how I'm going to solve it. And this is, you do basically normal offer writing, normal copywriting steps with, you have to drag their attention, you have to give them something of value so that they see that you know your stuff. Then you have to put a price tag on it. Don't be creepy and say this is for free. Normally it's not. There is always some catch with it. And then you do risk reversal. Say, if you're not happy with it, just give me back the money. Or if you don't like the podcast, we have a short call beforehand. If you don't like me, then it's okay that we don't record it. Whatever it is, like give them the possibility to feel safe in your environment. And then you send out this offer. You can say, so my offers, for example, are often just emailing people. Hey, what do you think? I'm building this thing called the Authority Marketing School, where I teach people how to promote their authority through video. Would you be interested in partnering up with me and giving this product to your audience, basically making money without creating the product yourself? The only thing that you have to do is send out this one email and you get percentage. Now, this is basically affiliate marketing. The basic notion is whatever offer it is, you have to train yourself sending offers. Because if you don't do that, never make it rain. Send out an offer and get paid for it and then deliver the value. So you have to train yourself in that. This is what I do every day.
So you have a podcast about leadership. Tell me what you've learned about this topic and what are the most common qualities that leaders share, and how can we all become better leaders?
So one basic pattern I found through all of my interviewees was that they lead by example. No one says, I have this vision and you should all follow me, and then I don't go with you. So it's all about forming that group, that tribe, that team, and going with them, helping them on the way to do every step. And then also those basic things like working out a strategy, working a plan, and then executing. Great leaders always execute it. So this is one thing. The other thing is, I had an interview with Peter Shankman. He said leadership is selling. There was also a pattern that came along. So he said that, Tom Libert said that it's pretty amazing. Actually, if you can sell, you can lead. Because then you have power. You can just ask people to do something for you. It's not my notion of leadership. My notion is more like people-driven. I try to get people to their individual goals inside a group. But you still have to make it rain. You still have to sell.
You know, one of the qualities of leadership that always comes up on the top 10, traits of leaders, posts and articles that that come across my desk is the quality of generosity, and especially giving first without expectation of return. Bob Burg, the author of the classic business book Go Givers Sell More, presents the idea of giving as the key to stratospheric business success. Now, I kind of have been, a little on the fence with this because I do feel like I'd like to give. I feel like everything I do, this podcast, the content I create for my audience, connecting nonprofits with grant funding, volunteering for great causes, funding worthwhile projects, is all oriented towards giving back to the world in some way. And I know a lot of my audience really does spend a lot of their time, energy, and resources trying to give back to the world as well. But I have to be honest with you, there are times where I feel like I give more than I receive, and I feel really depleted. How can a person be a go-giver and not become drained?
Yes, this is crucial. And the basic principle is give with a full cup. When your cup is not full, when you're depleted or exhausted, you don't have energy to give to other people. There was a great podcast by Ezra Firestone and James Schramko. I think it's the Think, Act, Get. And they talk about, they have this picture of the plane crash where the oxygen in the plane gets sucked out of the cabin. So who do you put your the oxygen mask on first? Is it another person or is it you? Now, when it comes to these basic things, you have to take care of yourself first. You have to love yourself first. You have to be of value for yourself first, and then you can go for the next step and help other people. This is why depressed people normally are not entrepreneurs. I haven't seen any depressed entrepreneur. I haven't seen anyone being a good entrepreneur while on the same time being too much in the works with himself. So this is the first step. This is also why I do training first thing in the morning, because I'm taking care of myself first. And after that, my cup is full. After that, I'm pumped up and I can give value to the joint venture I'm running.
So I'm really impressed by how much you're able to get accomplished so quickly. Especially, I recall our video blogging day at the Veranda Hotel in Chiang Mai, where I suggested to you to stop blogging and just do video instead. And then from there, you created this whole course around authority marketing through video, and you already sold some courses. So how long did it take for you to create this course, and what was that process?
I tried video for a long time. I would say a long time is like from last summer on. That was about six months ago. And actually the most important thing I had to learn was to present myself, to be confident standing in front of the camera. And then the second thing was actually meeting you. First I met the programmer of Lead Pages, Simon Payne, and he told me, you know what, just interview people. They love talking about themselves. So I had a video interview with him, and I thought, well, it's totally okay. I don't have to be the star. I can just host other people. So then I made the podcast, and then I found out, okay, why not just stand in front of the camera? It's possible. And I have to thank you for that. So when we were in Chiang Mai, you told me, don't write blog posts. Go for video. And I found out that actually when you do a video blog post, the transcription from the video, it's actually great content as a text itself. So all you do is shoot a great video for 2 minutes, and 2 minutes is about 1 page of blog post. So the only thing you have to do is be natural and deliver great value in a video. then have it transcribed, and then put it online. And you're so fast with it. You can put out a lot of content. You can tell great stories in just 1 or 2 minutes of video. And the time effort is really little. Cutting it and putting it online, if you don't cut too much, if you just trim it and have it polished by audio, have an audio polish run over it, you can be as fast as generating a week of content in just 3 hours. And this is exactly from zero to published blog posts with transcriptions and everything. And this is what I teach in the course. So I have people who are afraid of starting a video blog because they think it's too much effort, but it's actually not. You just buy a proper camera. I have this Canon DSLR there, and after that, it's just really easy to push out great content. So this is what I teach in the course, and it's been great feedback so far.
I don't even think you need a proper camera. I mean, you could do this off of an iPhone, but I don't really know about the iPhone, whether you can kind of set it up for timer, and you can certainly get it on a tripod. The camera that I use is a Canon PowerShot G12. So it's a inexpensive camera. It's about $600, but it takes fantastic photos and videos. And also, if you wanted to, you can get an underwater housing, and it takes great underwater videos. So that's much cheaper than a professional SLR. But I think, there's a lot that people might already have that they can use, their smartphone being one of them.
I would disagree on that one.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you have videos like from Gary Vaynerchuk. He uses his iPhone and tells great stories, and it works, yes. But if you want to be a bit better, if you want to feel more confident with it and have a good quality video, I mean, just look at YouTube. The quality raises every month. People put up great content in a great quality. Look at James Schramko. His videos are great, and he's using I think about $1,000 DSLR. So when you have the iPhone, what happens is, one thing is it just doesn't look that nice, but also it doesn't give you great confidence which you would need in order to get it across. So my DSLR is a Canon 700D. It has an autofocus, continuous autofocus. That means you can step away from the camera and it focuses. The iPhone does not do that. So when you have the iPhone put up on a tripod, even on a tripod, you have to fiddle around. You have no idea how you look like. And if you have the self-confidence, just shoot a video and say, yeah, this is me, it's all good. You will probably find your audience if you deliver great content. But if you're starting out, take a great camera, set it all up for success, and then deliver great content.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I'd say these high-end professional cameras are quite an investment. And personally, I find as a location-independent person, I want to have less stress around worrying whether this camera is going to get stolen, because that has happened to me before. In Bolivia, my high-end professional DSLR camera got lifted out of my backpack. And another thing, too, is that they're very heavy. What I use with the Canon PowerShot G12 is I have a remote control. And so then all I need to do is set it up on a tripod and then sit in front of the camera and do some test shots, and then it will focus on me with the remote. And that pretty much resolves that problem.
Yeah, that's true. That also would work. Yes, sure.
So how long did it take for you to create this course, and what was the process?
So the course is built up on blog posts, or in the same fashion I run blog posts, which is I take a video, transcribe it either myself or through assistants, and then publish it as a lecture on the course. So I wrote down the schedule of the course. That was about, well, I don't know, like an hour, because I know pretty sure what my learning was, so I could bring it across. And then I had 2 shooting days, one at my flat where I showed the tech setup I have, and then one for the stage itself. Where I showed how I set up a proper stage to have a good lighting. So if you watch this as a video here, you see that my face is not lit up and the background is really light. So this is not how it should look like, right? I could have done better in this job here, but for my videos I do that. I have a reflector that gives me great light. So those things, I show I show how my setup is. And then I put them up on a WordPress, locked it up with a digital access path. And then that was about it. So the transcribing and putting the links to the blog post, everything that took about 2 days. So I would say in total, 4 days of production time to go from zero to a complete info product.
And how many modules do you have in this in your course? I mean, some of these info products that I come across, they're like, 6 modules, 8 modules.
I call them units, and there are 5 units. So if you digest it evenly, you would have a work week. And on Friday, you're set up and you can grind it out with your own videos. And every day it takes you about to digest it 1 hour, and to execute on the exercises another hour. So you would have 10 hours of learning.
I see. Okay. That's not too bad. Now, did you validate this business idea before you went on to create the course? And how?
Really simple. I wrote an offer, put it on a forum, on our forum, on the Dynamite Circle, and 2 people bought, and some more were interested. So I gave away some copies for free to just validate that it's good. And I did this before even having the course. Because the thing was, when I did this, when I started out on that day, I wrote the offer. I didn't know that it was actually my skill to put up a video course. Another person told me, "Hey, you know what? Your videos are good enough. You should make the course out of it." So I took my offer hour, I put up this course, put it on the forum, and put a price tag on it. And by the end of the day, I had about $200 in my PayPal account. So I thought, whoa, that really works. I know I really have to make the course because people want it, people need it. And I sent it over to some more people to just participate. And I built the course, I ran the course. So I put the offer on the forum, and people bought it. And then after that, I delivered. And now I'm in the process of, because for the video course, I don't have an audience yet. Now this is the challenge. How do I get traffic on that offer? And my strategy is to do that via affiliate marketing. And this is also why I use the offer hour for. So every day I send out several offers for affiliates to participate on this. So meaning a blogger who maybe has gone video or who will go video has an audience and can resell this product. So if there's anyone out there listening to this podcast, please get in touch with me. I'm happy to give you this product to resell to your audience. So you basically make money without doing anything. And this is a great offer, right? Because no effort required and you get money. Who would say no to that?
You're not a video expert, yet you created and sold a course on video marketing. How did you overcome the question of whether or not you were expert enough to launch the course?
By the feedback. So I have the camera now for 6 weeks. So I bought it when I came to Saigon. I bought it the next day. And I took a lot of videos. My Vimeo channel, I think, is overflowing by 200 videos or more. And many more I just did not upload. So I have a lot of experience in just 6 weeks. I really grinded it out, I would say. And the feedback I got from people was just amazing. People asked me like, "Oh, I have this e-commerce site. I need a sales video for it. Can you help me?" So what I did was meeting up with people and shooting a video for them. And this is again you asked me about the give mentality. Give with a full cup. Yes, my cup was full because I had the camera, I had the confidence, and I gave people free videos. Said, "Yeah, let's just meet up. And I'll help you get the sales and promo video across." So they didn't know it was possible so fast. I knew it was. So basically, I gave them confidence and also the tools for it. And this is really about delivering value before you ask for anything. So before I asked for testimonials or something in return, I gave them a video. I made them happy. And the next step then was, I would need that video testimonial. So this is the basic process. Give people cool stuff, give it to them for free, let them see that they can get one step further in getting to the end result, which is more sales or authority online or your own software as a service or passive income, whatever it is. Show them that you can get them to the next step. And then you ask for something.
Okay, so we're coming to the close of our interview. I'd love to ask, what is the biggest mistake you've made in your entrepreneurial journey that you'd do differently if you had the chance?
It was external validation. And this is the thing that kills the entrepreneurial spirit. If you're doing something just to please another person, you're doing it wrong. You have to do it for yourself. So I would say a mistake, I would say a failure is something if you set a goal and don't reach it, you have failed that goal. I wouldn't call it a mistake. It can be a failure. But this is now a question of how do you perceive failure? I perceive failure as a learning. When I fail in some, and I failed a lot of times, and I will fail, and I actually like the process of failing because it teaches me every time. It teaches me something every time. So I failed in not setting the things I really wanted to do, which was location independence. And there was a time 2 years ago, after graduating with computer science in Germany, I set out to write a PhD. So I failed with location independence, meaning I wanted to be location independent, but I wasn't admitting it to myself. I thought I needed external validation. I needed to have a PhD. So I applied actually for a PhD program at my university. And then I thought, oh man, this will keep me over 3 years at this one spot. But this is not what I really wanted to do. And I would have really failed really badly with it because I wouldn't have given with the full cup. And my way of filling my own cup was to go location independent, to do what I really want to do, but do it wherever I want. So this was probably the thing that took most of my resources to get over this thing, what I really want to do. And after I had that, things were actually really, really easy. The next steps were easy.
So Till, is this business your life purpose? If not, what is?
It is. My life purpose is bring people together, build joint ventures, and help them build businesses. Either if it's with my help, later maybe with my money, when there's enough money for like a VC program or an incubator. But it's all about people. I like to connect with people. I like to help people pursue their vision. This is all I'm living for.
Great. I love that approach. Now, how can we best stay in touch with you?
Thank you. Yeah, just go to tillcarlos.com. You will find everything I'm doing. You can connect with me directly, get on a Skype call with me. And also there's a platform called sohelpful.me, so you can book directly a time slot. So if you want to get consulting from me, just book the slot over sohelpful.me and you'd get there immediately. Other things I would have to schedule time for you. But this platform is great. Really check it out. It's a great resource.
Well, thanks so much for joining us today and sharing with us all your hard-earned knowledge. You have a great day.
Thank you, Lorna. It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, folks, for listening to the Entrepreneurs for a Change podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please help us reach more people with inspiring stories like this one by giving us a 5-star rating in iTunes. If this podcast inspires you to join the movement of change-making entrepreneurs, we'd love to give you a jumpstart with our free Business Changemakers Toolkit, which you can download at www.entrepreneursforachange.com/join. If you have a changemaker in mind you'd love for us to interview, go to entrepreneursforachange.com/suggest and tell us who and why. Finally, feel free to stop by facebook.com/entrepreneursforachange to share your thoughts and say hello.